Most reviews on the Lost Superfoods tell you what it's supposed to do. I wanted to know what it actually does, so I put it through the matrix, broke down the mechanism, checked the recipes, looked at what real users are reporting. This is the review matrix. Here's what I found. Here's what's actually going on with emergency food prep. Most people dealing with it aren't failing because they haven't tried. They're failing because the things they've tried only address surface symptoms like buying expensive freeze-dried buckets that expire or taste like cardboard, not the real reason food security fails when the power goes out. That quiet frustration of spending hundreds of dollars on supplies, yet still feeling completely unprepared if the grid goes down. That's the gap the Lost Superfoods is designed for. When I broke down how the Lost Superfoods actually works, it targets off-grid shelf life and zero electricity preservation directly, not just basic pantry stocking. That's the distinction that matters. Most emergency food guides rely on modern refrigeration or industrial freeze dryers, which is why you get plans that fail the second the power cuts out. This goes a layer deeper. Time-tested preservation chemistry using natural fats, fermentation, and ancient dehydration methods. More targeted, less guesswork. Running through the key components, the 37-cent Cold War Doomsday Ration. This stood out most because it directly solves the massive expense of buying pre-packaged survival meals by giving you a high-calorie staple that costs pennies to make and virtually never spoils. The British 1941 Egg Preservation Protocol, which keeps fresh eggs usable at room temperature for up to a decade, a specific method I hadn't seen explained with this level of exact ratios in modern manuals. The 2,400-calorie DIY Life Bar formula, easy to overlook, but it's what makes bug-out bags actually sustainable without weighing you down with heavy, short-lived canned goods. Based on the breakdown and what consistent users are reporting, early on, usually within the first 1 to 2 weeks, most people notice immediate peace of mind by building an initial 30-day shelf-stable reserve for under $100. That tends to build into a systematic pantry rotation of low-cost, high-protein meats and long-lasting breads with consistency, and longer-term, total confidence that your household has months of self-sufficient nutrition banked without relying on a working refrigerator or fragile supply chains. Not a straight line, but a clear direction. That's what the pattern shows. The protocol is simple. Pick one historical recipe per weekend using basic grocery store ingredients. Fits into a regular weekly shopping routine without friction. The timeline most people report meaningful results, 3 to 4 weeks to have a solid multi-month buffer put away. The first week is laying the foundation by mastering simple drying and fat sealing. The compounding food security kicks in after. One variable I always factor in, refund policy. The Lost Superfoods comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee. I treat that as a confidence metric. Publishers don't offer full 2-month return windows on reference books they know underdeliver. It also means if you flip through the recipes and decide the methods don't match your setup, you're not absorbing the full risk. That's a relevant input. If the mechanism checks out for your situation and building cheap, off-grid food security is where you actually are, the link to the official page is in the description. Direct link, no resellers, no markup. It includes the $37 package with the 2 bonus guides on year-round greenhouses and 1900 self-sufficiency projects. Go through it, cross-check what I've covered, and run your own matrix. You've got everything you need to decide. That's the full matrix on the Lost Superfoods. Mechanism checked, features broken down, risk assessed. The call is yours.